everyone. I am trying to get in my live that I set up. I told you this is a test run, but it is not letting me load. So let me share this link. So give me a moment. All right, so I am Jessica Nicole, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Grown, Tired, and Triggered. So, as you already may have saw from the live that I have that's supposed to be going on now, we are to be talking about a major topic that is going on right now about us better helping our just talking about real stuff that's going on in the community, in our homes, and how we can help with the behavior and mental health of our youth. So that is what it is. This one is about. But I think I'm going to have to stop this recording. Give me a second. I had too much going on. But that is what it was going to, that's what it's going to be about today. On here. Give me a moment. And we're going to talk more about emotional intelligence, us to help us better get our youth to talk about what they're actually going through, better ways to handle their emotions, or and also better ways to navigate using the internet, not giving our strangers their information, being involved in those inappropriate conversations on the internet. But we also want to make sure that we are relying that information to the proper authority. And I know us as parents, sometimes we are embarrassed that we get in those, our children get in some of those situations that we're like, I just know it can't be my child. It's not my child. And I'm here teaching my children right from wrong. We're having those conversations about sexing, which is another form of texting. We're telling them don't share your locations where we live at. Strangers are here. They're coming here. So that's what the live is more about. Us making sure we are having those conversations with our youth. And myself personally, I have been using the behavior health part of health insurance probably for the last, my oldest is 20, probably for the last 7 to 10 years. I included the professionals as a part of my village of raising my children, because as you all know, we can assume we can do it all, but we do need that help. So that's big things about us being okay to speak out about those different things, and you're not alone in those situations. For instance, and I'm only going to focus on Memphis, that's where I'm at, but it's just not it's not just in Memphis. This is a whole universe, America problem, America problem that we're having about. So it's just us being, but also if you are here, make sure you do like and subscribe also to the channel. Share it also, and then we're gonna get ready to jump in. I do have to change up a few things due to the fact that my live that I did have set up, it wasn't letting me in. So that's why I have this live going on. So just give me 20 minutes of your time, and we're gonna get into this conversation a little bit more in depth and those different things. And we want to make sure we are helping our youth become more emotional stable on those situations. So it's good information for us if you are a parent, a guardian, and all those different nice things. But I do want to put out a disclaimer before we go deep into this conversation, because this episode does discuss this sensitive topics, which is going to involve violence, exploration. Listeners, discretion is advised on this one. So the purpose of this episode is awareness, education, and prevention, and not essential isms. So None of those isms. We don't want any of that coming. So we want to be able to, if we see something happening to our kids, we want to be able to report that to the FBI. We want to be able to pick up that phone and call our local police department to let them know, well, hey, I found these Snapchats in my child phone. Um, they're nude, they're provocative. Don't be ashamed if you have to pick up their phone and go report that to the police department. As you already know, recently in the news, it was a teenager here that was assaulted from someone in Snapchat. They went to their child's home and assaulted the child, raped the child. We're gonna be honest. That's what happened with the child. And we have to be more vocal about stop being ashamed of those situations that we are finding in our children's phone. Stop having you thinking that you are a bad parent because these things are happening. Yes, it happened back when we were children, but now it's being recorded. Is that technology has advanced from 1999, from 2003? Technology has advanced. So that's what we're in here talking. Thank you again if you have joined Grown, Tired, and Triggered. This is the podcast. So one of the things that I wanted us to take a brief minute to talk about was we're talking about the behavior health in our children. Just recently in Tennessee, a teen accidentally shot himself on live, um, and a gun, swirling the gun around. And I have these conversations a lot with the children when I'm out at the school. Telling them be safe, make smart children, make smart decisions, because us as parents, we are held accountable for our kids all the way until they reach what that age 18. So we are held accountable for their actions. So we want to have them to be more smarter when they are using social media, when they are recording themselves, not putting themselves in danger, not playing around with us, being able to let them know that these are dangerous. That this is letting them be aware. Don't play with those things with your friends, and also inside of your home. You as a parent, let that be known, because if something happens, you're gonna be in trouble too. So, and that's one of the things we have to let our children be aware of, is that we are held accountable. So if you got a professional license, you are a doctor out here, you are a therapist, a nurse, or a CDL, you hold a CDLs, you are a police officer, whatever your profession is, and you have children and you know your children are here doing things, and you want to keep it quiet, or you don't want it to be known, at the end of the day, they are messing up your livelihood. And that's one of the things that we have to start expressing to our children as we are raising them. We've created a life. You've created a life. We have to make sure that we are doing these things to make sure that we are continuing to pay our bills. And because once they reach 18, they're going to live their own life. So another thing, we want to get behind the reason of why are they doing these things. You may, I know you talk to, you are blue in the face, and you at the point of like, I did all I can do. And that's where we got to start pivoting and using the other resources, and not being ashamed of using their resources, the therapists. Uh, and letting our child have that space to go in and speak with a therapist. That doesn't mean that once you take them to a therapist that they're going to diagnose and say that they're bipolar or anything like that, or try to get them on medications. You can have them have those conversations, and they won't be prescribed medications. You can go in and say, well, they just need someone to talk to outside of me. That's all you have to do, is go is pick up your phone, reach out to the therapist and those different things, and let them know, I want my child to speak to someone outside of me, and I'm not looking for them to be on many medications or anything. That way we can start helping them learn how to build up their emotional intelligence and interpret the way that they feel, and then they are able to express why they are doing the things that they're doing. And there's a lot of the things that is really going on, is that sometimes our children may not like the way that we're talking to them, or they don't like or we're stating it, or they may not comprehend what you're actually saying, or they don't think it's that serious. And that is why, um hello everyone, thank you all so much for coming in the chat. So that is one of the things that we got to make sure as parents we are um aware, but we also are being proactive. Um, just like the situation that just happened on January the 20th here. Um, there one of but this is an update. That one of is two brothers, a 20-year-old and I want to say a 16-year-old. The 16-year-old shot the 20-year-old brother because the brother ate his food. He murdered his brother. He shot him. So that's what the upper say. He shot his 20-year-old brother because he ate his food. And when they asked him why did it happen, and he said he ate his food. And that is why the emotional intelligence part from therapy is going to play a very big role into everything that is going on, because some of the key elements in emotional intelligence and is for us adults, children, everyone, it brings about self-awareness. So you're going to be in the self-awareness gives an opportunity to recognize one's own emotions and their impact. Then it's going to help them self-regulate, managing impulsive feelings and behavior, which I got upset, I went and got a gun. I shot my brother. That's crazy. So that's how it happened. But if that child was able to self-regulate, then it wouldn't happen. Then self-emotional intelligence helps with the motivation, using emotions to focus on goals. Um, and then you have to have empathy, understanding and sharing feelings for others, and social skills. So that's one of the things we want to do is parents, even while we're hearing this snowstorm, we see the stuff going on. We and us as parents, we have to also hold ourselves accountable for when we do sit back and we don't spring into action, and these things are happening in our community and with our children. So us as a whole, as a community, I'm gonna do my part, and I'm expecting for every us all to come in and do our part, so our children can become better adults in this world. So that's what this episode is about, and grown, tired, and triggered for us to have those conversations, for us being parents. And if you are a parent or anyone, and you see things going on this internet, we've seen all the cases here close in Mississippi, South Haven, Olive Branch, Jackson, Memphis, everywhere about all these cases with these kids being trafficking and all those different things. We have to start speaking up. We have to do better as a whole and as a community on those different things. So just making sure that you're taking a moment to uh, see what our kids are doing. And once you see it in the phone, no, don't go off on them. Go, don't do those. Sit down and have calm conversations with our children so we can get to the bottom of it. And our kids are being victims. They are becoming victims of what's going on. So we don't want our children to no longer be victims and to feel ashamed what's going on, because this is happening since the children as young as 5 and 7, because they were giving them access to this internet so young. So we have to be okay with that. We have to be okay and act with our emotional intelligence as adults when we do discover this stuff. And then we have to be emotional intelligence to help ourselves pivot and navigate these situations when we come about. So, what we're gonna do as parents, as young adults, and you adults that are out here are preying on the children. And if you are one of the ones that are preying on the children and you're watching this, you need to do better. And you yourself should go get you some behavior health, because you need it also. So you're able to um, control whatever that's going on with you that's making you do those things. So if you are noticing these things in your children's phone, the new pictures, the Snapchats, those videos, if nudity pictures do get out of your child, and this is very important, the FBI will act fast on it and take it down. Okay, they will take that information down for you, but you got to be able to speak up, pick up the phone, and call the FBI, the Child Exploration uh, notification program. There is a number and all that, so I'm gonna put all that in this in on this episode. I know for a fact that these systems do work. As I told you all, I've been using these services for the last 7 years. So these services do work. So if you catch it and you see it, you can save your child from having their pictures, everything all over the world and spread it. So I will put that information down in the chat in the comment section for the FBI information where you go report it to. Also, don't be afraid to go to your local police department and report it, because that's one of the ones that's in Memphis that they're saying, hello, y'all. Thank y'all for joining, and make sure you're sharing. That they also want you to come and report that your child has become a victim of this internet exploration. Um, have became a victim that unfortunately they became a victim to a adult that wants to exploit them sexually. So don't be ashamed. It's not. Don't be ashamed. It's not your fault. You are going over the rules with your kids, but kids are going to be kids. And that's what that adult that's on the other side knows these things, and they are preying on the children. But us as parents, when we see it, we have to put a stop to it. Whether we're embarrassed or not, we're going to go report it to the police. The first step you can do is when you do catch it in the phone. I'm going to recap this. Take pictures of those usernames in those phones. Make sure you get your child's Snapchat name, because they can go shut down that whole Snapchat. Report that to the FBI. Right here. I'll show you. When you go to the FBI site, it's gonna make sure that it can see you. It's gonna verify you, and it's gonna pull up. My internet is moving a little slow, so let me refresh it. But when you go to the FBI website, it's gonna verify you on there, and then it's gonna ask you a few different questions, and then you'll go on these websites, and you'll be able to um, put the information in there. They even have the ones for the victims, those different things. And you just go on those websites, and you will type the information in, and then they'll reach out to you. But I would say the best way to really get in contact with them, and I'm gonna see if I can pull it back up, because I've been trying to pull up this website all day. They actually have a website where you can it's the phone number. Let me go back and see. It was one in Tennessee. And you can talk directly to a person. If something going off right then and it's already on the internet, you can talk directly to a person here in your county area, and they will have the stuff taken down in like 2 minutes or less, no more than 10. And your kid won't ever be able to pull that account up. So thankfully for cybersecurity, the people in those parts that work in those part of the web, we do thank you all for those jobs. Those are some very important jobs. So uh but that's all I want to do today, was talk about that on the podcast, just making sure that we as parents are being a little bit more diligent when it comes to us overseeing our kids on this internet, us protecting them. And then if they do become victims, and before they become victims, we are getting them the help that they need, or giving them an outlet, and putting behavior health as a part of our village. Everybody says, well, I'm looking for a village. I didn't have anyone to talk to, those different things. The village is here. There are villages, but you have to create your own villages. And we have to be okay, and I'm going to be truthful, in the African American community, we have to be okay to go to therapy. We have to be okay to want to seek out behavior health. Because there was a big pushback on my side of my family when I started seeking those type of behavior health for my own family. For my own family. So don't be afraid. It's okay for those different things. So it is completely okay. Here we go. I found it. But I'm gonna put that main website down at the bottom once I get everything pulled back up on my original computer. But other than that, I want to thank you for joining Grown, Tired, and Sugar. This is my podcast. If you have not had a chance to go view all the episodes from season one on the podcast, they are all up and loaded from October, November, and December of last year, and then the first episode for season two is uploaded. This is something new that I'm trying today to live stream it. I got some little tweaks and things I gotta correct from the previous one, so I'm gonna work some more background in that one, more getting comfortable with the technology side. But I just want to make sure we had a moment to talk about us taking a moment to nurture our children, to make sure that we are getting them prepared to be more equipped in emotional intelligence, behavior wise, mental health wise, being okay as parents, us being okay with that conversation, us as parents not being ashamed to talk about it, us as parents being um we here. We gotta do it. So we just gotta do it. One of those part of parenthood. But we are also gonna make sure we're gonna be here to give our kids the best that we can give them with the resources that we have. We're gonna always aim to give them the best. So uh thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.